Hey, I'm going to leave that out of the video.
Oh, are we recording?
Yeah.
Do we need a slate?
No.
No.
Hey, it's Jave and Andy with Two Dudes Reviews. This is a follow-up to our to my GoodChop unboxing and video review on the GoodChop. In the body of the text of that particular video, I mentioned how I was inspired to do the video interview because you have been a GoodChop customer for a while now.
A little bit, yeah.
You've gotten
so we
four
did
or
it.
five?
We did it last year for, I don't know, a half a dozen deliveries or whatever, and then I stopped it for a minute because we just got too much food. Jill and I don't eat that much, I guess. So I guess I eat it elsewhere. I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, and then I recently restarted it. And part of that, I mean, in the video, Jave talks about rural North Carolina. We also live in rural North Carolina. And so like the local grocery store, and there's a very limited selection. And I don't love the meat there. And, you know, before the hurricane, we had Fresh Market. And I could go to Fresh Market and I could get great steaks and Fresh Market got wiped out in the hurricane and I don't think they're going to reopen it. So I was like, all right, what can I do? And I went back to GoodChop. And we kind of, because I've kind of pushed maybe a little closer to a paleo diet, right? A little protein heavy and less on the carb side. And so I wanted to try GoodChop again. So I did. And so I didn't know Jave did the video. We just sat here on the couch smoking cigars, and we talked about the video. We watched it, and we were just talking about it.
Did you think the video was critical?
I thought the video was, well, okay, so if you've watched Two Dudes Reviews videos, right, you know that I don't give a crap about anything, usually most of everything, and Jave is going to overanalyze everything. So that's the difference between our personalities, and that may be why we're good for this. I can't tell you, but so I know when we just made a comment watching the previous video that all the packages that I've received, the dry ice has been pretty much still in the box, mostly gone. And then I've got to put that dry ice in the sink
or whatever.
In the sink to let it dissolve and go away. The meat I've never found a lot of air in the packages that I can recall. Maybe. I don't look at that kind of stuff.
And I typically would take the dry ice and take it into the bathroom with a couple of spotlights and then revisit my
there you
psychedelic
go. Your
past.
Psychedelic pass. Some little disco ball. I like it. No, but I mean, so I look at it and I go, okay. Now, Jave is measuring all these portions and everything else. And what you have to realize is that when you go on there, so we come from the West Coast where a tri-tip is 3 pounds. It's 3 to 4 pounds. It's a big triangular piece of meat. But if you're going to sell it on a delivery service, it says right there on in the website 1 pound or 1.5 pounds. We're doing a brisket today, and it's a 3-pound brisket. It said that when I ordered it. I know it's a 3-pound brisket. So as far
as the brisket from GoodChop, by the way?
Yes.
Oh, it is.
The brisket is from GoodChop that we're having today. The ribs are from GoodChop that we're having today. I'm going to say, you know, when I pull the membrane, there is just something satisfying. If you pull the membrane off your St. Louis ribs and it all comes in one piece, good on GoodChop.
Yeah.
So anyway, so for us, you know, for me and Jill, well, you talked about the skirt steak, right?
Yeah.
Well, it says on the website 6 ounces. And so we're used in the grocery store to getting these big, huge skirt steaks or flank steaks or whatever else. But when you order them from a service, and I would imagine it's probably from any of the meat delivery services.
And there's a few that are out there, yeah.
Right, there's a few of them, right? But so I guess my whole thing about it was you have to be conscious of, I don't know that you have to be conscious, you have to just be aware that bigger is not always better, right? We talked about the ribeye. The ribeyes are small. I like a big, juicy ribeye. So if I want ribeyes, I'm going to buy those at Costco or something like that. But the nearest Costco to me is an hour away.
Now let me ask you. You seem to know a little bit more than maybe a novice would or I would about meats on occasion. Just going to the damn grocery store and picking up a ribeye. Why should I care if it's grass-fed? And then I've heard people also comment on the fact that GoodChops aren't the quality they're looking for. They wouldn't buy meat from GoodChop because they're not grass-finished. you've had Wagyu that's been raised here in the
Nope.
U.S.
In the U.S., but not here in North Carolina.
Not here in North Carolina.
We had a Wagyu Angus. I knew
And it was grass-fed and grass-finished?
I met a rancher, yes, who completely grass-fed and finished, and it was half Angus, half Wagyu. But it was in the Nevada desert, dude. So it tasted like Nevada desert venison. It wasn't great. Honestly, it wasn't amazing. It was very gamey, right?
Tasted like tumbleweed, sage grass,
tasted like
and mustard
tumbleweeds
grass.
and sage grass, right? So the GoodChop is grass-fed, but like you said, maybe it's not grass-finished. I'll be honest. I went back to that rancher that I bought that beef from, and he and I had a conversation because I raised cattle in 4-H as a kid. Mm-hmm. We fed them on 100% grain.
Yeah.
The faster, the fatter, the better, right? That's what we were going for back then. But finishing with grain is going to take away some of that gaminess, and it's going to add a little bit of that sweetness that we're all used to getting from the grocery store, right? So I think it's a great compromise between fully grass-fed and that gamey flavor, or the ultra-processed beef we get in the general grocery store. Mm-hmm. I like the fact that this isn't as gamey. There's very little game kind of flavor to it, and it finishes well. And the pieces of meat, by the way, when you go grass-fed, you're not going to get big, huge. These cattle are typically going to be smaller because they're not being fed grain, which is, by the way, if you're a health nut, how do we fatten cattle? You feed them oats. Oatmeal isn't good for you in the morning. Okay? That's how we make cattle fat. It makes people fat too. So oats are bad. But I'm just talking about, when you talk about the GoodChop. So my whole thought about it is your expectation should be properly placed.
Okay.
The benefit of GoodChop is not the money. You're not going to save money with a meal delivery service. Tell me anybody who saves money ordering DoorDash. Now you're getting horrible food, and you're getting it delivered, and you're paying twice as much as you should.
And they can't find your residence, and the food is usually cold, and half it's usually spilled down on the patio.
I have no idea. I've never used DoorDash.
That's been my experience.
And by the way, we're in the middle of flipping nowhere, North Carolina, so I don't even know if I could get DoorDash if I wanted it.
Yeah.
But ultimately, with GoodChop, you're paying for, I would say, the quality of the meat we've received has been very consistent, and it's always been good. We haven't had anything that's been bad.
And all we've had is the fish, so that's all I can speak on. The fish
right,
is excellent.
Okay. And then also, you're paying for convenience, man. They're delivering this to your door. And as long as you're here and it doesn't sit in the sun, you're going to be fine. But is it any different than, I'm expecting a wine club shipment in a week or so? And yeah, they're going to hold that off, watch the weather. Good wineries will do that, right? Mm-hmm. They'll watch the weather and make sure that your wine isn't sitting in a UPS truck at 120 degrees for 2 days.
No, at GoodChop, they're just going to throw a little bit of extra dry ice in there. At least that's what I've heard. Oh, and one other note on that. You're talking about gaminess. We did have some of the bacon this morning. My wife said the bacon tasted gamey. Me, I used Hot Chick Jill's adage of, it tastes like bacon.
It does taste like
it's
bacon.
It's kind of like wine. It tastes like wine.
Yeah.
Jill's over there behind the
Jill's
camera.
over there behind talking about tasting like wine. But
that's right.
So anyway, there's the follow-up to GoodChop and my experience with GoodChop since I wasn't involved in Jave's unboxing review.
Sorry, it happened quick. All the dry ice was gone. I had to get it in the freezer.
I'm not mad about it.
Jave, Andy, it's Two Dude Reviews. See you next time.